Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a new lecture in your course Mastering Ansible by Avionics. My name is Ahmed, and in this section we are discussing different modules of Ansible, and in this section we are also using the command line mode of Ansible. In the coming section we are going to start using the playbooks. This is the last part of this section, and this is the last module that we're going to cover in this section, and it is called the Cron module, and as the name suggests, the Cron module is used for cron job management. Cron jobs, if you don't know about them, are scheduled jobs that get run on the system periodically according to a standard format that is specified by the user or by the administrator. Ansible has its own module for cron job management, which is called Cron. You can add a cron job as follows. So let's add a cron job that, for example, archives some log files, pretending that we have a file or a script that is called archive.sh that lives under /opt/jobs in your target system. You want to add a cron job that runs this archive.sh script every day at 12 a.m. So in order to do that, we are going to use Ansible-B for using sudo or for gaining admin privileges, -m cron, and -a for passing the parameters. You need the name of the cron job, and this name is needed in case you want to delete or change this cron job later. So the name is archive logs, for example. Hour is 0, which is 12, and the job itself is at /opt/jobs/archive.sh, assuming that this file does exist. And we are going to run this on all the servers, so we are going to pass in all. As you can see here, it has created the cron job on both servers. If you have a look at one of them, let's say the web server, for example, and you run cron tab-l, this time you need to run sudo because we have created it using the root account. So sudo cron tab-l, as you can see here, we have the name of the cron job written as a comment, Ansible archive logs. This is just the name by which Ansible refers to this cron job when it modifies or deletes it. And we have now the cron job format nicely formatted by Ansible. Notice here that I ignored other parameters that are required in the cron job, and Ansible has already filled them for me. I'm talking about the asterisks. If you have worked with Cron before, you will know that this part is for the minute, this type is for the time. This part or this digit or this place in the cron job line is for the minute time. This is for the hour part of the time. This is for the day part of the time, the month part of the time, and the weekday finally is the last digit or the last place in the cron tab line. Because I only added the hour here, which is 0, and I ignored the rest of the parameters, Ansible has automatically formatted them for me. However, I can do that. However, I can specifically apply them by saying, for example, that I need this to be on the first day of each month, like this. And this is going not to create a new cron job. However, it's going to change the cron job that has been already installed. This is idempotent, as we have mentioned before. And now, if I sudo cron tab-l, I'm going to see that I have at the first day of each month, at day 1, at 12 a.m. exactly, this job is going to run. Same thing can be applied for other parameters, like for example weekday, okay, or minute. You get the point. And you can also use a number of useful parameters or shortcuts. Let's have a look at the most interesting of them. Let's clear the screen, and we have a parameter that is called special_time. And special_time will allow you to specify a shortcut to a time. Instead of minute or hour or weekday or day, you can use yearly, daily, monthly, weekly, or hourly. So for example, if I want to run this job weekly, I can just omit all this and just say special time equals hourly, just like that. This will modify the cron job to make it work on an hourly basis. Just like that. It has placed @hourly, which is a shortcut used in cron, to run this job every start of each hour. You can also use monthly, yearly, daily, or weekly. They are all valid options to be used with special underscore time. And you can also specify the user that will be used to run this cron job. So I can still use -b to become root, and I can add here user is vagrant, like that, or CIDEV, for example. Sorry. Okay, and of course CIDEV is unknown for the database server, so it's only been modified on the web server. Let's have a look. And I can add sudo cron tab -l, but before that I will use -u CIDEV. And as you can see here, I have a cron job installed in the cron job list of the user CIDEV at hourly and the archive.sh. Finally, if you want to delete the cron job, you will only have to specify that the state is absent. No other parameters are needed, just state is absent. And of course, if this is for a specific user, you will have to pass in the username. So user is CIDEV, and we need to run this only on the web server because it is the one where CIDEV is there. Okay, now it has changed. If you run the previous command again, you'll find that CIDEV no longer has any cron jobs. So using Ansible, we have successfully created, modified, and deleted a cron job on the system, on the remote system, both using the default user and also by specifying a specific user. And that was a general overview of the different modules that Ansible uses. Of course, there are a lot of other Ansible modules. You can have a look at them by visiting this URL, docs.ansible.com/ansible/modules_by_category.html. You're going to find here a lot of modules that fit nearly every need a system administrator or developer is going to need in a deployment task or an infrastructure operation. And that brings us to the end of this lecture and to the end of this section in Mastering Ansible by Avionics. My name is Ahmad. I hope you enjoyed this section, and see you next.